In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the data validation feature in Microsoft Excel 2016 to allow only specific values to be entered in cells. So we're going to start with our 09 Vet Clinic Patients file. If you don't have this file, if you're not in my class, you can just look on and see what we do, and you can use it in your own Excel spreadsheet. So I'm going to go to my patient list tab. So I have two lists. I have a patient list and a client list. So I'm on my patient list. Now I'm going to select my column D. So I'm selecting this entire column. And if you notice, these are the names of my patients. Are they dogs or cats? Are they, what breed are they? Are they male, female, or are they neutered? So I think we only have male and female in here right now. M stands for male, F is female. Then we have an owner number here in column E. So what we're going to do, we're going to make this so that whoever's using this spreadsheet can only enter 3 values. Only 3 different things can be valid. And then in column E, we're going to make it so this number has to match the client list over here on this spreadsheet. So let's start with column D. On our data ribbon, data tab on our ribbon, we're going to go to data validation and click data validation. And we're going to start with our settings tab. And we're going to start with a list. So we're going to go down to list. In the source, we're going to type in this box. And we're going to type M, comma, F, comma, N. So M for male, F for female, and N for neutered. And in the input message, we're going to type that. We're going to type male, comma, female, comma, or neutered. And then we're going to click OK. And so if we select one of these, it's going to tell us what we can type. It's also going to give us a drop-down menu. So M, F, or N, that's what we get to pick. Now we're going to do our validation to column E, which is our owner number. So who's the owner of this animal? And it has to relate, it has to coordinate with our client list tab. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back up to our data tab, click on data validation. In our settings, we're going to also use a list. But this time, we're not going to do an in-cell drop-down. We're going to leave that alone. In our source, we're going to use this little collapse button, and it's going to allow us to pick a cell range. So we're going to go over to our client list. Since this has to match something on our client list, we're going to go to our client list, and we're going to select column A. And now we can pop this back up. And in here, it's going to say equals, in single quote, client list. And then it's going to have $A, colon, $A. So it's saying we're gonna compare what the person puts into that cell to column A in our client list worksheet. So we're going to go to our error alert. We're going to put it on I think it's by default it's on stop. So we're going to put it on warning, error message. We're going to type owner. Must be the number for a pre-existing client. So what it's really checking for is that you've already got the human's information in there. We can't accept a patient that's an animal without a human being attached to it. So we click OK. So now what we're going to do, we're going to try this out. So we're going to go down here to the bottom. And we're going to put, I've already done this before, so I'm going to take this out real quick. I'm going to delete that. We're going to start over. So we're going to put in Murdoch. Murdoch's the dog. And he is a Rottweiler. We're going to try to put a B in. So we're going to put B. I'm going to tab. And it's going to tell me this value doesn't match the data validation restrictions. We're going to click retry. And now I can type in a, or I'm going to just use the drop down menu. And it's going to be a M for male. And now we're going to try to put the number 61 in. And it says, owner must be the number for a pre-existing client. Continue? No. So now we're going to change it to 31, and that's going to match. So over here on our client list, number 31 is Mr. Joshua Fetter. And in a later lesson, we can figure out how to pull this data out and fill it in on another sheet. But for now, that's how you validate data. So that if somebody's putting data into your spreadsheet, you can, even as the user for yourself, so you don't forget to do it, or you're designing this for somebody else, you can tell them, kind of guide them on how to fill it out correctly so you get valid data.